XRP has rallied over 8% since hitting our low target range of 50 cents. But does this now mean that we're in an uptrend for XRP, or is there still more bearishness to be expected on XRP's price action? In today's video, I am going to be jumping down into the charts on the 1 hour and 1 day timeframes, sharing my thoughts and opinions as to where I think XRP is heading. As I get into today's video, smash that like button if you're new, subscribe, and let's take a look at what's going on with the price action of XRP. So here we have XRP paired up with USDT. We're on the 1 hour Binance chart here. And as you can kind of see, we did hit the low target range. Okay, so we're talking about 50 to 53 cents for quite some time on the channel. We kind of finally hit that. We saw an automatic rally to the upside, a bit of a relief rally. This has moved up 8.06%. Now, why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because we want to see whether or not there's still more room to the upside. And the good news is that there is a potential move here still on the horizon, which puts us at 55 to 56 cents. It puts us right in this little sweet spot right here. Okay, so this is a possible move. Now, the current rejection of the 200 EMA currently coming in with that high on the 2100 hours yesterday. That high was 54.31 cents. It's a clean rejection here for the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, but I do think we are likely to find support on the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, as we have done already here, giving us the chance for that breakout of the 200 EMA. So I'm going to be looking to trade this in a couple of different ways, right? So I'll be looking at either a breakdown from the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, where we go short on the market, somewhere in around here, tight stop loss above, and we target out 1.5 on the risk reward ratio like we normally do. Alternatively, we find support here. We can go long on that. Okay, so we go long on the support once we get confirmed support. Stop loss lower than the previous swing low, and we can target out 1.5 on the risk reward ratio, which will put us right on there on the 200 EMA. But I would also be looking at maybe the trailing stop, the idea of actually putting that take profit up here in that slightly higher range of 55.22 cents. Okay, and then we look for that breakout. If we get a breakdown, we've obviously put the stop loss right up there, up in that range. And if we get a breakdown, fine, we take profit, not a problem. And if we get a breakout, well, we can take that profit a little bit higher. And we just keep lifting the stop loss as we kind of go. Okay, so if I'm to be trading XRP on the smaller time frame, that's going to be the approach that I look at. Okay, I'm going to be looking at less support level of the 50 EMA, 50 SMA, and the breakdown or breakout situations on the 200 EMA and trying to profit from those. Okay, now obviously if I am to be trading this, I'm going to be trading on BitGet or Blowfin. Blowfin has some fantastic offers available, so I'm actually going to just talk a little bit about that right now. So Blowfin has an exclusive deal for the cheeky crypto community where new members can claim up to $10,000 in future bonuses. To claim this, you need to deposit and actively trade on the Blowfin exchange. Here are the details that you need to know. Deposit $100 and trade $50,000 in volume equals a $30 bonus. Deposit $500, trade $700,000 in volume, it's a $200 bonus. Deposit $1,000, trade 1.5 million in volume, and it's $450 bonus. Now, if you deposit $5,000 and trade 5 million in volume, it's $1,500 in bonus. And deposit $10,000, trade 10 million in volume, it's a $3,000 bonus. And if you do deposit $20,000 and trade 35 million in volume, it's a $10,000 bonus. So what are the extra details to know? Well, trading volume is calculated based on the taker volume only. Deposit calculation is the amount transferred into the futures account during the event period and minus the amount transferred out of the futures account during the period. Users must meet both the deposit and trading volume requirements to receive the corresponding rewards. The future bonus is only valid for 7 days from the time it is credited, and any fraudulent users will not be eligible for the rewards, and Blowfin reserves the right to the final interpretation of this event. So guys, what are you waiting for? Check out the link in the description down below. This event is running until the 16th of September, so we've got plenty of time to kind of take advantage of this fantastic deal that is available for new users on the Blowfin exchange. Okay, so getting back into the chart here, we can see that there is this idea and this potential of a bit of a run to the upside on XRP, right? So we have here this idea of 55.22 to 56 cents. And yeah, that's going to be the kind of expectation. We're going to look for that breakout. We're going to look to trade that, and we're going to try to take some profit there on the small time frame stuff. Ultimately, though, once complete, I still see the need for this move to the downside, right? We're looking at testing this low trend line. It still doesn't look like we've finished this move to the downside just yet. So 48.42 to 51.05 is this little range down here. Okay, on the hourly chart, that doesn't look all that scary, and it is isn't actually all that bad, to be brutally honest with you. We'll take a look at that on the daily time frame right now. If we bring this into perspective here, we can see that on the daily time frame, this is just a part of a much more bigger bullish trend move to the upside, where we are still looking for that breakout towards 75 to 85 cents, right? But this move to the downside here basically just tests our upper trend line here, okay? And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to see if we can come back down and retest this, or whether or not we can get a break of the daily 200 EMA, right? If I zoom in here, you can see that if we can get up into that range that I was just talking about on the smaller time frame at the 55.22 to 56 or 56 cents flat, that's basically going to find rejection on the 50 EMA, but it would put us potentially above the 200 EMA. If we can get a daily close above the 200 EMA, it could be the breakout situation that we're looking for towards that kind of 75 to 85 cents. Okay, but if we can't close above the 200 daily EMA, then suspect that we probably will be looking for this move to the downside. So at the moment, it's still kind of all up in the air as to which one of these we're going to see in terms of a big breakout situation, or whether or not we're going to get a complete breakdown situation. Our lower trend line here, we've had a fake out in the past, okay, pushing slightly higher than our expectations, right? Our expectations on this move to the upside were 61.22 to 61.6, and we actually wicked up to 63.1. Okay, so we did wick up higher, but again, we didn't close above our range of expectations. We can see this lower this downward trend line here, which we could adjust, of course, to take into consideration the fake out, but our 50 SMA is also in line with that, so it does look like it's going to be a hard push to get through there. If we can, fantastic. If not, the expectation will be the lower trend line before we get into this big break to the upside, because this break to the upside is looking pretty good. It does look like we're still on track and on that journey towards 75 to 85 cents. And the only way that really that kind of breaks down is if we really break down lower than 38.23 cents. And I've been through that before. So on the kind of daily time frame here for XRP, everything's kind of tracking nicely. It's kind of tracking as expected. There isn't anything terribly too unusual. If I bring the smart money concepts into play here, you can see that we are in a bearish structure on the daily time frame. This has very much been the case for a while, but for the most part, it's nothing terribly too scary in my opinion. Okay, so although we have, actually, no, sorry, I lie about that. I apologize. We're in a bullish trend here. I was looking at that red line there thinking that was a change of character, but it's not. There's only negative change of characters on the smaller time frames, not on the macro daily. Okay, so the daily time frame is actually still in a bullish structure according to smart money concepts. And right now, all you can see here is that we're testing out equilibrium on the chart, which is basically the 50% level between the swing high and the swing low, or the premium range and the discounted range. And so all we've done here is find support on the equilibrium range, and we are looking for that next kind of big break to the upside. So for the most part, everything on XRP is still kind of playing out quite nicely from a smart money concepts point of view, from an Elliott-Wave theory point of view. Our stochastic RSIs show plenty of growth to potential to the upside, so we are looking for this move to the upside, where we can potentially be testing out that 200 EMA on the hourly chart, and on the daily chart we'll be looking at potentially moving up towards the 50 EMA, 50 SMA areas before potentially getting rejected. So again, it's all to kind of play for here. I suspect that momentum isn't the biggest supporter of these markets at the moment. This can be confirmed by taking a look at the volume and the fact that the volume is decreasing here, as we tried to push up into this range here. We had an increase in selling pressure and a decrease in buying pressure, so it's not the best supportive market, but it is still, you know, a lot to play for. If the market and demand does come in for XRP, then I do think we're going to see significant growth. Now, if we take a look at the RSI, it is lower than the 50 level, is showing bearish momentum. That is something that we do need to kind of consider here. Even though that we have these kind of little relief rallies, it is still showing us that the trend on XRP is slightly more bearish on the daily time frame. Again, this doesn't distract me from the fact that this is a bigger bullish move to the upside. Smart money concept tells us that we're bullish in a bullish structure. Elliott-Wave theory tells us that we're in a bullish structure, and some of these other indicators are just a little bit more laggy. If you're not using price action analysis and you're just using indicators, you're not necessarily going to be able to be predictive or overly too predictive over the future. So although the RSI is still showing us that momentum isn't there, we can see that from the volume profiles, and we can see that within the ideas of the structures of Elliott-Wave theory and smart money concepts on the smaller time frames, still indicating that we are likely to see a little bit more slippage to the downside. That is why we see this here at that range of 48 to 51 cents, even though we might first of all rally a little bit up towards the 200 EMA on the hourly chart. So for the most part, everything is still kind of telling me that expecting volatility is kind of the thing that we should be doing. We should be kind of thinking about, liquidity being extracted from the market, and ultimately we're still on that journey for that breakout situation. So nothing much has really changed on the daily time frame, although we've just seen a bit more movement in the market recently. It doesn't distract us from what's been going on a bigger macro scale of XRP's price action. But you guys can let me know what your thoughts are on all of this in the comments down below, or join us in our free Discord server and we can continue the conversations down there. And if you haven't done so already, smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe and check this video out right here, because it's not one that you're going to want to miss.